People always imagine heroes in uniforms, medals, power, pride. But sometimes, real heroism hides in worn-out shoes and a janitor's keychain. This story begins on a quiet evening when a decorated army general walked into a restaurant with her son, and walked out having changed someone's life forever. What she witnessed that night would challenge everything she believed about strength, sacrifice, and dignity. Stay with me, because what she did next will make you rethink what true honor looks like. General Zara Hale was a woman who commanded attention without raising her voice. At 42, disciplined, calm, and decorated with honor she never bragged about, she had spent years making decisions that changed the fate of soldiers, towns, and sometimes entire regions. But today, she wasn't the general. Today, she was just a mother trying to reconnect with her 13-year-old son, Ayan. Ayan had been quieter these past months. The kind of quiet that made Zara worry in a way battlefield silence never could. His teachers said he was distracted, his friends said he was distant. Zara knew the truth, he was growing up, and she had been gone too often. So she asked him for one simple evening. Dinner. Just them. They entered the warm, softly lit family-style restaurant on the edge of town. It smelled of spices and fresh naan, and there was a hum of conversation from families ending their day. Zara picked a table near the window, hoping the softer setting might pull Ayan out of his shell. How was school? She asked casually once they Saturday. Fine, he muttered, eyes on the table. You can tell me anything, you know. Ayan shrugged. Yeah. I know. That hurt her more than she thought it would. She waited for the server, trying not to push. She knew command. She didn't know motherhood quite as well. But she wanted to. Oh, how she wanted to. That's when she saw him, the janitor. He entered through the side door carrying a mop and bucket, wearing faded work clothes and old sneakers with the sole peeling off. He couldn't have been older than 35. His shoulders slumped, not from laziness but from exhaustion, the kind that sinks into bones. At first, Zara barely noticed him. Janitors were part of the background in most people's minds. But something caught her eye, the small boy clinging to his father's pant leg. The child was maybe 7, with neatly combed hair and a backpack that looked too heavy for his little frame. Instead of sitting somewhere safe or with a caretaker, he followed his dad silently as the men cleaned a spill near the counter. Ayan noticed the boy too. He straightened, watching with mild curiosity. Why's he here so late? Ayan whispered. Before Zara could answer, she heard the manager grumbling loudly from behind the counter. Samir, hurry up. And keep your kid out of the way. This is a workplace, not a daycare. The janitor, Samir, nodded quickly, apologetically. Sorry, sir. He'll stay close. We didn't have anyone to watch him tonight. His voice was careful. Not weak, just careful, the way people speak when they can't afford to lose a job. The manager scoffed and walked away. The sound echoed through Zara's chest, awakening something sharp and familiar, a sense of injustice that she had felt on dusty borders and drop zones. But here it was, in a peaceful restaurant, unfolding quietly before families who barely noticed. Ayan frowned. That's not fair. No, Zara said softly. It's not. The boy tugged at his father's sleeve. Baba, I'm hungry. Samir bent to whisper something gentle to the child, likely promising food later. Then he resumed mopping, the boy sitting beside his bucket, legs crossed, trying to be obedient. Zara felt her throat tighten. She had seen hardship. But there was something different about seeing a father do everything he could, yet still fall short in the simplest moment of feeding his child only because of circumstances he couldn't control. Something stirred inside her. A thought. A responsibility. A pull. She didn't act immediately. But the seed had been planted, because sometimes life seats you at a dinner table, only to show you someone else's struggle, and sometimes, it asks you to do something about it. Their meals arrived, but Zara barely tasted her food. She kept glancing at the father and son, and each glance chipped away at the wall between soldier and human. Ayan wasn't eating much either. He kept sneaking peeks over his shoulder. Mom, he murmured, do you think they've eaten today? Zara looked at her son, really looked. In his eyes, she saw compassion far beyond his years. Maybe he wasn't distant. Maybe he was overwhelmed by everything he felt but didn't know how to say. I don't know, she replied softly. But it seems like they're doing their best with what they have. Ayan nodded. Like you do. Her breath caught. For the first time in weeks, she felt connected to him. Across the room, Samir finally finished his shift. The manager tossed him a plastic-wrapped sandwich. Here. This is all that's left. Take it or don't. Ayan flinched at the tone. Zara clenched her jaw. Samir accepted it with gratitude that was heartbreaking to witness. Not because the sandwich was special, but because it was the only option. He placed it carefully into his son's hands. The boy tore it in two and gave half back to his father without hesitation. They sat on a bench near the exit, sharing the small meal quietly. That's when something inside Zara Hale broke. Not in a painful way, in a necessary way. In the way steel breaks so it can be reforged stronger. She stood. Ayan looked up. Mom. What are you doing? Something, she said simply, that I should have done the moment we walked in. She approached the two, and the manager raised an eyebrow as she passed, but she didn't care. Excuse me, she said gently. Samir looked up, startled. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I'll move. You're not in my way, she interrupted kindly. May I sit? He blinked, unsure, but nodded. The little boy's eyes widened at the woman in uniform. I saw you working, she said. And I saw how much your son depends on you. What's your name? Samir, he replied quietly. And this is my son, Rafi. Hi, Rafi whispered shyly. Zara smiled warmly. Hello, Rafi. Samir looked down shamefully. I'm sorry you saw all that. It's been a difficult few months. I'm just trying to keep things together. You don't need to apologize, Zara said firmly. You're doing more than most people ever would. He swallowed hard, emotion building in his eyes. Ayan walked up and stood beside his mother, surprising her by speaking first. You're a good dad, he said simply to Samir. I can tell. Rafi brightened at hearing someone say that about his father, and something shifted. Samir exhaled shakily. Thank you. That means more than you know. Zara took a deep breath. Samir, if you're willing, I want to help. He stiffened. I don't want charity, ma'am. This isn't charity, Zara said calmly. This is recognizing hard work. And giving someone a chance they deserve. She pulled out a card and handed it to him. My base has an opening in facilities, full-time, stable hours, benefits, childcare access. You're qualified. And if you want the job, the interview can happen tomorrow. Samir's breath faltered. Rafi looked between them with bright hope. I don't know what to say, Samir whispered. You don't have to say anything, Zara said. Just show up. A tear slipped down his cheek. Ayan leaned toward Rafi. Your dad's going to do great, he said with a grin. You'll see. Rafi smiled for the first time that night. As Zara and Ayan walked out of the restaurant, the night air felt lighter. Ayan touched her arm. Mom. I'm proud of you. For her, that was the highest honor of all. The world had enough generals. It needed more people like Samir, and more children like Ayan, and sometimes, all it takes is one evening, one moment, to change the course of 3 lives.